Hey everyone. So last week I had some time in my hands and I decided to watch an episode from this show. You may know it. It's called Peaky Blinders. Um, I watched the second episode, in which episode the main character, Tommy Selby, walks down a street at some point. As he gets to the he makes it's a big street and there's a smaller street leading to it. He makes the turn, he gets on the bigger street where there's a lot of people walking, and people get out of the way for him to walk. Isn't that crazy? Like, as I watched that impressed me a lot. I'm like, I want that. I want that respect. There was a mother there on the street, and her kids were playing, and she grabbed them, and put them on the side of the on the side of the street, so he could walk without any obstacles. That's insane. I feel like, at least for men, we all want that type of respect from other fellow men, but we know that to get to that respect, you have to go through a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, and a lot of responsibility. I mean, even in Peaky Blinders, Tommy Selby, he went to war. He is a gangster, a gang leader actually. So he faces death every single day, and he has more responsibility than anybody else. So, do you find it worthy the amount of suffering and responsibility you have to take for the authority and the respect you gain? Uh, a lot of people, I see a lot of people that look back to their childhood when they were younger, like young kids. Then they wish they could go back to those days. They fantasize about having no responsibilities, having all this free time to just play and be carefree. I never felt like that. Even as a kid, I always felt like I had no purpose. Like, what am I doing here? Just like sitting around, doing whatever, waiting for the time to pass so I can grow up and get older and find something to do. Something that is useful to someone else, to that contributes to the society, right? I just wanted to grow up, and everybody kept telling me, man, when you grow up, you're gonna regret this a lot, and you will think that you wish you knew how much better being young is. But even now, and I'm pretty young, but I have taken on a lot more responsibility than my peers, and I've been through a lot of more pain. So I feel like I'm pretty qualified to say this. I like being grown up. I like waking up with a purpose and not having that much time, free time. I like that. So, how much responsibility are you willing to take for authority and respect? Well, I feel like if I could, I would take all the responsibility. If someone uh, uh, tells me I can have more responsibility, I'll take it because I know that leads to more authority. And I think authority is a bigger thing than responsibility. I don't find the hardness of responsibility to be as great as the happiness I get from authority. And I don't find the pain of suffering as great as I find the happiness I get from respect. A lot of other people, I think they the uh, the ratio to that is uh, is different. I think they and you and anyone, I mean, even me maybe, who knows? A lot of people don't like responsibility and pain. But why is that? Well, it's the discomfort. And listen, if you actually, I'll take as an example cold showers. I do cold showers. I like them. I don't like doing them. I like not liking them. That's a weird thing. You can only understand it by doing something hard. So, a lot of people don't want to go through the discomfort, and so they may not do it at all, or they'll do it one time. But every time, anytime you do it, the feeling you get after the pain is very nice, and it's much greater than a pain. The pain might last for like 10 seconds. Who cares? That feeling and your self-image, because if you do cold showers like every day, you feel much better about yourself. You're like, yeah, I went through something hard today. And you know, you're supposed to do that. You know that. So you feel much better about yourself. Your confidence improves. Uh, so why don't we go through discomfort? Because we forget about that feeling afterwards, and we only focus on the pain. If you, like, before you do the cold shower, what are you thinking of? You're thinking of getting in the water and like it being freezing, and whenever it touches you, like you actually feel pain, and you think about that and you focus on that. You're not gonna do it. how would you expect to do it if that's what you focus on? No, you need to focus on the feeling you get afterwards, getting out of the shower. You need to focus on the reward. Don't think about the pain. Pain doesn't last very long. It's kind of like, uh, actually, that's the other way around. Doing the bad habits is kind of like eating pasta, which is a bad habit, so of course it's like doing that. But let me explain, let me elaborate. Let's say you play video games. You start playing video games. You might feel good while playing video games, which you don't really feel good. It's kind of nice, but you don't really like it. You don't like it as much as you would like achieving your goals. So you play video games and you finish, you stop. How do you feel then? Awful, right? You might have spent like 5 hours playing. You you just, it doesn't feel like anything. It feels like you've wasted your day. You feel awful, and your self-image in this scenario decreases. You feel worse about yourself. How does that relate to eating pasta? So see, when you eat pasta, it doesn't matter how much you eat. After 5 minutes, you feel emptier than you did before you ate. And even while eating the pasta, it feels good, but it you it feels also like it feels bad. It feels good, but it feels bad. And it doesn't feel that good for it to balance out. So it doesn't feel good. And it's the same with video games, because you know you shouldn't be playing them. For every bad habit, you know you shouldn't be doing it, and most of bad habits don't even feel that good. So that doesn't match. You need to go through a lot to gain respect. But are you willing to go through that? That's like, ask yourself that question. That's really important. And even if you think you don't really, I think by asking that question to yourself and really sitting down and actually for some time, like 10 minutes maybe, and meditating on that question, you'll find you find a lot more pain worth it for the reward of respect than you thought you did. That's all I have to say. Greetings, everyone.